have to. We have single elimination to give, but if we win 2 rounds, we're in the money. So we're gonna give that a try here. Same strategy as last time. If I open up aggressive, assertive cards, I'm gonna go down that road. Last time we didn't get to do that by first picking the Scarab God and going more controlling. Our seat was just not possible for aggro last time, but maybe this time it is. Again, I think the most important thing when you're drafting cube like this is to find the open deck, because you're going to get great cards on the wheel, and that's really more important than anything else. The only red card in the pack is Shivan Devastator. It is a good one. And the only white card in the pack is Farewell. Then we have a bunch of pretty good blue cards, honestly. And then Thoughtseize is also pretty good. I think I'm going to take the Devastator. I think it fits in a lot of decks. It pressures Planeswalkers. And if you end up in a red aggressive deck, it's really good. I think just crashing in, like playing this as a 3/3, 4/4, 5/5, 8/8, whatever, it's great. Other options would be taking a blue card first, but I don't really want to go down that road unless blue ends up being open. So I'd rather wait to sort of see that lane before I jump into it. I could also see being like a blue-red like, hasty deck with Shivan Devastators and spells and tempo plays. Alright, if we look here, good white card in Maul of the Skyclaves. Kamano faces Kakazan, definitely a really impressive card in the red decks. Honestly, you could play this turn 1 and then Devastator on 2 as a 2/2 flying haste. That's like a pretty good curve. Really good with really just playing any creature on turn 2. That extra counter just does a lot, and then having the 2/2 haste on turn 3 when you play this card puts you way ahead. So I think it's just a really, really important piece. And if we can end up in a mono red deck, that would be really, really good. Notably, if we're going to pair with a color, probably would be white or black. We might wheel the Immerstern Predator, which I think is actually a pretty decent card. So, like, red-black sacrifice is a backup lane if mono red doesn't end up open. No white cards in this pack, so the white lane is probably a little bit closed. We have quite a few options here. We have either of the burn spells, and we have Den of the Bugbear. Den of the Bugbear, pretty impressive, though I think in this cube we do just tap out a lot, so the games are short and compress. So the lands have a little bit less utility than they might when things are a little bit more grindy. I would play this card. I think it's good. I would put it in my deck. Honestly, I think Mephit's Enthusiasm I like a little more than Royal Eruption. It combos really well with creatures clearing the way and then continuing to deal damage. It also hits Planeswalkers. Going face I think is good too. But I think this card has just been really impressive. And we happen to have Shivan Devastator, which it's particularly good with. So I'm going to take that. No red cards, unfortunately. Could take the land or the Logamos. I don't think I want to take Dancing Sword. There were no white cards in the last pack. Also, red-green beatdown might be open, but I don't think that's a particularly good deck. Like, there are a lot of green cards, but I'm not really interested in playing those. Pilgrim's Eye is pretty good with Mephit's Enthusiasm for what it's worth, though it's not really what I want to be doing. Maybe I should just take the land to splash, and then we'll see if red-black's open, because Logamos is good, but it's not like a card that's insane, so maybe I should take the splash enabler first. Like, if we happen to see Angel Fire, Invention, or whatever it's called, pretty good with flashing off the Sacred Foundry. Alright, nice. So, we're back on the red train. I like Lavamancer quite a bit. It makes it so that when you value cards like the burn spells high enough, they give you extra reach, and it's also just a 1-drop, so you can keep attacking. Mishra's Command's fine too. Notably, this pack's pretty well rounded. There's something kind of for everyone, so it's a little unclear what everyone's lane is right now. And there's like more white cards than I've been seeing. Green white. I mean, there's a little bit of everything. There aren't many black cards in this pack, so it seems like maybe the way the packs are split, it's kind of hard to tell where everyone's at. Unfortunately, again, no red cards, so we're probably gonna have to dip into a different color. I think the card that combos best out of this pack is taking Blood Artist. If we end up in like a red black style sacrifice deck, that would be pretty good. Spectral Adversary also is reasonable, though I haven't actually seen that good of blue. And I think green is open, but I don't really want to go down that road. I'm going to take the Blood Artist. I'm taking all the red cards. It's kind of stinky. Okay, so we can do Cheap Removal or Fabled Passage. I think I'm going to take Fabled Passage just to stay open, because I am going to have to play 2 colors, I think. And we don't know what those colors are yet. I mean, green is pretty open, but also Gonti's pretty good. This is kind of a tough pick because I think Gonti's just pretty good. We can be more like a red-black mid-range deck with interaction. I think that's a better place to be. But then a lot of the blue cards did wheel. There was the Oracle of the Alpha got taken. I think there was one other blue card that got taken. It was kind of deep in blue. I don't really like that Vivian, so Micromancer versus Sprite Dragon, if I'm being like hasty aggressive. I kind of like taking the Micromancer because I'm in red already. So I'm probably going to get some of those cards. I'm not going to play a Shieldred. I'm going to take the red-green land in case we end up there. Poppet Stitcher is maybe an option if we're in blue-red spells. I guess Double Vision does the same thing. Yeah, I guess Double Vision has the higher upside if that deck's actually truly open. I'm going to take Pilgrim's Eye. Works with Mephit's Enthusiasm. Take a Village Rites. That was the only black card the last time around, which is kind of a good sign. Also, this was the only blue card the last time around. So I don't know if I'm red-black or red-blue. I have good ins to either deck. Oh wow, that wheel? That was the only... Yeah, I'm probably more likely to be red-black, because this this was basically only a black card the last time around, too. No insane cards in this pack, unfortunately. Ionic Ridges is a pretty decent card. Soul Transfer is fine. I have a couple... I have an artifact and an enchantment. So I could see taking Soul Transfer just to sort of continue my aggression. It's a good card, but it's kind of replaceable. Like a 6-drop. The Shark Typhoon is definitely good in blue, but again, I think it's more likely that I'm red-black. Weight of the Oni, I think, is more wheelable than Soul Transfer. I don't have that much interaction yet. I've been pretty impressed with this card overall. Like, both modes are pretty good. If you ever get both, it's great. But even if you don't, I think just the way this cube interacts, like, it interacts early, but also backs up your plan, which is pretty good. Sanguine Brushstroke, just a really good card. And then we have both Blood Artists, so it's basically it gives us a plan. Red, black, sacrifice. So I think at this point, we're going to go down that road. I could also honestly see splashing a Micromancer if the land situation works out well. Treasure Map is pretty nice too. Professor Onyx pretty nice, but yeah, I'm going to take Sanguine Brushstroke here. White black lands. Now white's super open, which kind of makes sense because it was cut from the other direction. Unholy Heat versus Luris. Luris I would just be playing as double black spell. I could actually get Delirium in this deck because I have instant sorceries, creatures, artifacts, lands, like Unholy Heat becomes actually pretty good. And my deck's not super aggressive, so it works better in that style of deck. Like, if my deck was more aggressive, I'd be looking to take Eidolon here, but I'm actually just looking to take Rekindling Phoenix. It's pretty hard to interact with card. Powerful goes over the top. And at this point, we really just need, like, red-black fixing and, like, ways to go over the top of our opponent. I don't think we're going to be playing Double Vision. It's kind of a red-blue card. Blood Fountain is kind of good in our deck. Just because we have Sanguine Brushstroke already. It's good with Soul Transfer if we can get an enchantment. I'm not a huge fan of the Ox. I could also take Unburial Rites as a pretty good card, but it doesn't actually do much in our deck. I think the Blood Fountain is better. More red-white land. Lightning Strike, good one. Inquisition, Acquisitions Expert. All of those are pretty good. I have a Wizard. Third party. I kind of like, I need to just take creatures at this point because I have all these Blood Artist effects. So rather than taking Lightning Strike, I think I'm just going to take Acquisitions Expert. I think I can get Conscript on the wheel, which would be very good. Oh yeah, another Blood Artist effect. I think we're just all in at this point. I mean, it's possible too. I could go into blue-black artist, like blue-black Blood Artists as well. I haven't really picked up very much good red, except for the few gifts. Like all my red cards were really early. Kind of an interesting spot. Gray Merchant. Gray Merchant actually is like pretty solid. Xander's Lounge would be nice for the mana fixing. My mana is bad right now. Fortunately, they're both in the same pack. Which is more important? I guess the mana... Why would it take that? I think the mana fixing is a little more important than Gray Merchant, but it would be good in my deck. Alright, so I want... Yeah, I just want all the cards that are going to keep coming back from graveyard, and then I want Ways of Sacrifice. That's what we're looking for right now. Losing life is not damage, so the Obosh doesn't really work in the deck. I think negate for the sideboard here. Maybe Eidolon is playable. I guess if my mana got good enough and I became aggressive enough, it would be good. Fox over the boots. Oh yeah, I see the munitions come back. That's going to be a good pickup. I didn't wheel the Cult Conscript, unfortunately. I think we go Bone Crusher and then wheel the Shambling Ghast. Basically, I'm looking for creatures, mostly, at this point. I have 3 different Blood Artist effects, and we have Rekindling Phoenix and Reassembling Skeleton as pseudo-engines. And so I only have 9 creatures right now, so I really need to focus on that creature front for this deck to tick. Right now, my deck does not tick. And so, really what we got to think about here. No cards we want. I mean, Flames of the Firebrand is fine. Is Duress more important in the sideboard? I could also play that main deck. I'm really, like I said, I'm really just looking for creatures, fixing. None of that here. Get our 1-drop down, deal them some damage. I think that's better than Maze Mind Tome. I kind of like the Witch of the Moors, given we have a bunch of ways to gain life. Yeah, I'm going to take that. I think that's probably going to make the deck. By a bunch of ways, I mean we have 3, but they're kind of the core of our deck. Definitely a tough draft. I think the Pilgrim's Eye is going to be good, too. We have 2 cards that care about Delirium. I could splash the Thief of Sanity. I take the Triome. I'm going to take this Triome in case there's a white card I want to splash in the next few picks. I don't think the Smoldering is going to do anything, so just take that and try to make our mana a little better. Makes sense to me. I do have the Sacred Founder, so at this point, we can put a single Plains in our deck and we have a lot of white sources. There's nothing I want to splash, but in the next few picks, if something comes around, then maybe. We have 23 playables, so that's good. Wow, there's a lot of good cards in this pack. I kind of want the Null Priest. It's lifelink for the Witch, brings things back, is a creature for our Blood Artist. It's not maybe the most powerful card, but I think it's worth taking here. I don't think it's going to wheel, and it gives us something to do if we start to flood out, which our deck is kind of missing. I could take Cruel Celebrant on the splash, just another one. But I could also take Deadly Dispute. Or honestly, Phyrexian Fleshgorger is pretty good in my deck. I do want creatures. It's a good 3-drop to play, and it gives us something to do if we flood out. I think that's a little bit better. Oh, Blood Crypt and Lily. Oh man, all the good cards are stacked together. We had some pretty bad breaks in terms of the pack distributions. I just think our deck's already pretty solid at this point, though. I'd rather just fix our mana. I want to be able to curve out. So as much as I like Liliana, I'm gonna take the Blood Crypt. Take a light up the stage, might do that. Ooh, Ranger of Eos? Hold on. 2, 3. Yeah, that's great. I'm probably gonna splash it. Yeah. Might even play Kazul's Fury too, for a burn deck. Combos really well with all of our Blood Artist effects. We kind of got there in pack 3. Oh, Invoke Despair Wheel too. I don't really think we can play it because our mana's not good enough, but I'll think about it. Yeah, so single Plains lets us play Ranger. We have 4 sources for it. Pretty nice. And I think it's really good because it gets Sheevan Devastator to help us win. And Grim Lavamancer. I'm going to board the Duress. I think Light Up the Sage can be a sideboard card. It's going to be hard to cut cards at this point. I can cut 1 land because I have the Kazul's Fury, which I'm fine to play as a land. If I happen to draw it plus lands, I can play it as a spell. My deck is pretty cheap. Maybe the Blood Fountain? I have 2 ways to make blood tokens, so clearing my curve is pretty to do. What about this one? Just kill something or bring something back. Card's fine, but it's probably my worst 3-drop. This only triggers off my own creatures dying, which is important to know. Hey, this is a warrior? How about that? Ooh, Reassembling Skeleton Methods Enthusiasm is another good combo. If you can just make this like a 3-1 that comes back perpetually. So what's the last? I mean, I could even go down to 16 lands because I'm playing Pilgrim's Eye. Maybe that's a little bit greedy. I also have an X spell. I want to dump my hand for Ox. Yeah, I think that's a little greedy. Is the Witch of the Moors win more? Combos with the Fleshgorger. Combos with Bastion. Combos with Blood Artist. Combos with Null Priest. Combos with Sanguine Brushstroke. I think it's pretty good. Maybe I just cut the Ox. So even that one's pretty good. I don't have any other real uses for my graveyard. I guess if I'm gonna play the Ox, I should just cut Blood Fountain. And if they have a ton of removal, we can bring it back in. I already have other artifacts to combo with Soul Transfer and my Delirium cards, so I don't need the Blood Fountain, and it's a little bit dirtily. So, like, this is good so I don't, like, if I play extra lands, and I draw too many lands, then I can blood token them away. But I already have Shivan Devastator and Ox that I want to play out all my lands for. And Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. So because of that, I do think the blood tokens lose a little value. Then I just shave a land here. So right now I'm definitely playing 1 plains. And then we have the red-black land. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 black sources. Pretty nice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red sources. I kind of think it should just be split down the middle, because I do need turn 1 red sources. So if we just... Or I need red sources on like turns 1 or 2. This one comes into play tapped as well. But I'll still have 6 red sources I can play untapped on turn 1. Play these. Yeah, this looks solid. I mean, we got there in the sense that I was worried about having a plan going into pack 3, and it kind of came together. So we kind of went full aristocrats. Happy about that at this point. A quick look at our distributions here. We have 15 creatures, 3 instants, 2 sorceries, 2 artifacts, 4 enchantments, and 16 lands. So creature, 1 of sorcery instant, and then like artifact land. It's going to be hard to get Delirium in this deck, but not impossible. And the fact that we get to Surveil helps a lot, because we do have, like, there's not a great way to put the cards in our graveyard, but I do have some spells that combo. And this is going to be good late game with the Ranger. I think we're good. Let's give it a try here. Red, black. I don't know. If I had 1 more land, this hand's pretty good, but I can't really keep this. Much better. Just get rid of the plains. Lavamancer on turn 2 plus Fabled Passage, I think. Or just Reassembling Skeleton. Probably going to be even better. So comes I can go get another mountain. We're gonna have to draw something to do to go over the top, but I mean, right now we're in okay shape. That one's gonna be a problem. The good news is I can use Lavamancer to hit their Welcoming Vampire. So we can just start attacking, like, with the Blood Artist, ping them out. What we really need to do is draw some sort of interactive spell for our Lavamancer plus the Fabled Passage. start killing some things. Like, they have the card advantage. Right? His attack for 1, play Flesh Gorger plus Blood Artist. Go get a mountain here. They do have 6 cards in hand. I mean, I'm winning on board, but that doesn't really mean very much here. So if I draw like makeshift munitions, we can kind of go off. Well, they get the enlist bonus from that, but we get to block. Pretty good. Alright, attack with the Flesh Gorger. And trade for Kyodai. I think this is good. Maybe I should have just dealt damage first, honestly. Or maybe I should just killed this and attack for 3. Potential this was bad. If they have Ephemerate here. Well, I should have probably played around Ephemerate. I should have, yeah, I should have done it before damage, actually. The Grim Lavamancer play. We can block their Benelish Knight Counselor. So we're trading. Keep pinging them every single turn. And if I draw a land, I can bring back the Flesh Gorger, which would be really, really, really good. That's still probably worth doing. Drawing 3 here. I mean, otherwise I'm not doing anything this turn. I guess this is kind of tricky, whether or not I want to hit their Thalia. Or should I just hit their Counselor? I think I'm supposed to kill their Counselor before it attacks. But I could also trade Grim Lavamancer for it, but I think that's bad. The Lavamancer is doing a lot here. I think we probably should just block, because I'm probably not going to be able to attack through everything here. Although I could force them to trade with something better. Like if they have to trade with this, then I can snipe their Thalia, so that actually is quite a bit better. Actually, yeah, I should just take 6. Adeline, huh? I mean, we're still in massive trouble because they're going to draw Welcoming Vampire cards every single turn. I guess I should attack here. Make a Blood Artist and attack. Force it to trade. If I hold it back, I can block the Adeline. This can block the Usher. Kind of tough. I guess I can't really attack, actually. I hit him down to 9 if they just take that damage. Not good. I don't really have them low enough. They're at 13. The Welcoming Vampire is just destroying us. But I guess the Blood Artist is also doing quite a bit of work. That's good. Wow, that's a nice one. So they finally can't attack us with the Welcoming Vampire. So they're triggering the history anyways. That's totally bananas. Wow. I'm just dead? Dead, right? Or get through and kill me. Well, is unfortunate. Do pretty well. Oh wait, hold on. What if I first strike? I gain 2. Four, 9. That's 19 damage. I can gain 2. I mean, that's the best I could do. Yes! I almost survived that. Not really, but... Well, I didn't have the answer to the Welcoming Vampire. I guess I just need to make sure I keep that out of play. We also did Mulligan. I mean, that game was close. I was starting to come back from it. How good is Dragon Raid Channeler here? Okay. I guess the Ox is like not as good in this matchup. They have a lot of creatures that trade with it, so it just doesn't do that much. The Witch of the Moors is like still a good grindy engine to bring my stuff back. So I think that's just like the one change I'm going to make. We also have a lot of exile, which is unfortunate. I don't know, maybe it's kind of a tough matchup. We're trying to go underneath them. But not easy to do. Alright, well. Hopefully I have the answer to Welcoming Vampire this time. We almost were able to Blood Arch them out, but not quite. These hands have been rough. I mean, I'm not going to mulligan this, but it is rough. I could make them discard. Might be greedy. That's great. Kind of just want to get a land off of this, so maybe we should just kill the creature looking for swamp. I'm just going to bend that. A little worried about Welcoming Vampire here, but I was looking specifically for the swamp for soul transfer. This will help us. Stable Passage is great. And play a Rekindling Phoenix next turn. Got Menace. Okay. I believe Rekindling Phoenix is better than getting a swamp here because it lets me block. I am going to have to kill this. That's good. Probably going to double block the Mecha Godzilla as they attack. Depends what I get. Flying. Pretty unfortunate. Venison flying. I think they had some sort of shenanigans to answer our play. But now, I guess, you know, I can soul transfer. Is that going to give me delirium? No. But it might give us delirium. I just need to kill this. Before it gets crazier. That give us delirium, yes, because it's an artifact, right? I'm gonna bin that. Then I think I'm... If I hit them for 3 and they hit me for 4... Is that a profitable exchange? Not really. I have Gonti to go long, so... Unless they have just more removal. Oh wait, it has to attack each node table. Forgot about that part. Okay, well... I was like, almost gonna attack anyways. If they have removal, it's a good attack to make. And then we just... use our Bastion to close the game. I have a good Knight combo deck. Yeah, good I got my attack in then. I just want to take Steel Seraph. Yeah, it demands another answer. I don't think Sheevan Devastating for 1 is going to be good here. Attack me for 3, 4... Attack me for 8 next turn. Then I get to block. I go up to 3. Well, I guess actually I could Sheevan Devastator. It trades with that, and then triggers off the Bastion. Feels like a waste to play it for 1. But if their last card is just a land, I'm kind of just dead to the cave. Coming a 3/4. Blocking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take 8, go to 1. But block this at 2 and then 3. I'm gonna play the Seraph and they can't go wide. This feels awful, but I think I have to do it. They just have a lot better cards than we have. Our draft was like pretty awkward. And like they got a really good version of the mono white. What are you supposed to do? Can lifelink up to 8 and block. And I have to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I guess that's the play. Or I can stay at 6, block 1, and I take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Better to gain 2, I think. Or if I give it vigilance. I mean, I'm dead to land no matter what. Vigilance lets me block the Night Counselor. Yeah, I think this was just a really, really, really tough matchup. Honestly. They have a really good version of the white deck. Unfortunate. Now I just have to chump and quickly over from there. That's the kind of deck. That's the kind of deck I was trying to draft. And I think the packs we saw were like pretty weak too. Like I didn't really see the best cards in the cube for the most part, so that's how it goes. It's unfortunate to 0-1, but here we are. Well, thanks for coming along with the ride. It was an interesting draft. Tried to make the most of it. Ended up with kind of a sweet aristocrats deck. Like I said, we were kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel, but we did have pretty powerful, like a pretty powerful plan when it came together. It's just we needed we had to draw the right pieces. So, you know, I'm happy with what we did given what we did, and we just didn't draw the right pieces in the game itself, and opponent had a really good deck. So congrats to them, and thanks for joining us. This was a good time, and maybe we'll get it next Arena Open. But that's all for today. So see you next time.